Hey guys, welcome back to dungeongurunet. This is nethervoid doing another strategies for you this week again, and I'm going to keep going with these Russians until they're all done. This week I won't have a bonus, but I'm just doing this one Russian tank, the KV-1S Tier 6 Russian Heavy, going up the IS line. Let's look at it real quick. So you can see it branches off here from the KV-1 to the KV-1S and then all the way up the IS line here. So as you would expect, since the IS line is more of a mobile, fast mover, hard-hitting tank line, the KV-1S kind of plays a little bit more like a medium. It's very quick and agile. It's got nice traverse speed on the tracks at 30. I mean, it doesn't have... It's actually... it might be even better than the Panther II for traverse on the tracks. But it's a very mobile tank, but it just doesn't have the armor, really. I mean, it's got decent armor. 75 is a little lacking on the front, but 100 turret armor all the way around is pretty decent. But it's definitely... flanking tank. Now, the one thing that is different is it's got a really big gun as its top tier gun with this 175 pin, 390 damage. It's basically got like a tier, well, it's a tier 7 gun, but it's the same gun that's on the IS, well, same penetration and damage that's on the IS-6 and also the KV-5. So it's really pretty awesome for a tier 6. This could be the biggest gun in tier 6s, I think. It's that big, besides the derp guns. So the way you're going to play this tank is try to flank and stuff. Definitely, I try not to push in too close with this thing because the reload is pretty bad. It's like a 17-second reload speed with a 75% crew. But other than that, so that's kind of how you play. You want to still get in people's faces a little bit when you're top tier anyway, but not get so close that they can close in on you and start circling you or try to get in real tight. You want to have enough time to reload. So I typically sit back a little bit. So that's pretty much how you play this tank. Try to get flank moves on people. Definitely move around the battlefield and get into good positions. If the position you're in is not very good, you use this tank's mobility to get into a better position. So now let's look at some stats. We got 810 hit points with the upgraded turret, and that's the lowest out of the tier 6 heavies. The ARL 44 has 820, and the M6 has like 870. And so it does have one of the lowest ranks for hit points. I didn't check out the other Soviet heavies, but this is pretty low. And again, that's because it's only a 43-ton heavy tank, and it just doesn't have a lot of armor on it. It's definitely a mobility style tank. But look at that engine power, 600 horsepower pushing 43 tons. It's almost 15-to-1 ratio, which is really nice. A lot of mediums you see get in this range. That's why it's got that mobility like I was talking about. It's got nice acceleration. 43 speed limit, it probably gets you into the 30s. I mean, not right off the bat because it is trying to move 43 tons, but it's definitely pretty fast, and you'll notice it right away. 30 traverse speed, again, pretty good for tracks. This armor, like we already talked about, the side is definitely weak, especially since it's pretty much flat. The front is okay. I think that's the KV-1's armor. Let's just look real fast. I hate not knowing. KV-1's front armor. Yeah, 75. Actually, the KV-1 has a little bit better on the side armor. So you're dropping a little bit of armor for that speed. And you really need to get good at playing this tank because the whole IS line is like this. They really can't go head-to-head. The IS-7 and kind of the 8... Oh, the IS-3 a little bit too. If you angle them correctly, they can go head-to-head, but they're definitely not really heavily armored tanks. Now, moving down the line here, the reload rate on this top gun is very slow. We'll talk about that in a minute. 28 turret traverse, it's pretty good. Combined 58, it's pretty good for a heavy. 332 view range is pretty standard if you've seen other videos that I have. 440 signal range, again pretty standard, although I would really like to have a little bit larger of a radio, probably in the 500s. For the tier 6, especially a heavy, this feels like it should be a tier 7, and so I just expected, you kind of expect a bigger radio. Getting right into the modules, obviously this is just like last time. This gets unlocked on the KV-1, I thought. No, KV-2, that's why it feels... Yeah, there it is, KV-1. So these are the same radios on the KV-1, so you should be used to this. 440 meters is okay, it'll get you there, but it would be really nice to have that 500-meter radio for the very end of the battle if you guys are split up in the two corners. Tracks, you can pretty much only get the tracks once you need the big gun. You don't need the tracks for the upgraded turret, only for the big gun. Well, actually, it's only for the 85 or the 122. I would imagine you'd also need it for this derp 122. Which, interestingly enough, fires a little bit faster than the D25T, which is weird. And it's the same caliber. It's odd. Anyway, so the tracks are mainly, but you do get a small degrees per second increase. That's pretty standard, like a little bit less than 10% there. It's pretty standard for most tracks. Engines, I don't know, are you going to start out with this? I don't know. No, see, I already had it unlocked from the IS, but you will not have it unlocked unless you've done the KV3. But if you're coming from the KV1, you're not going to have it unlocked. So you're going to start out with the 500 horsepower engine. It's still going to feel pretty good. It's not going to feel as sluggish as other stock tanks. But the 600 horsepower engine is really awesome, and you're going to appreciate it when you get it. It's going to make your tank feel a lot more like a medium. The turret upgrade is actually pretty significant. Look at the armor upgrade there, from 82 and 75s to 100s all the way around. The turning radius is the same, and you get a slight bump to view range, but mainly you're going to get it for these big guns. I don't know if you need it for the 85. I don't think you do. I think it's only for the... Oh, yep, you do. Maybe for the 76. Okay, so you're going to need it for all three of these upper guns. And that's mainly what you're getting it for. Plus you get the nice armor increase. That's nothing to sneeze at. It's almost a 20% increase in the front and a 25% increase on the sides and back. It's pretty good. But the guns, and this is where this thing is really kind of weird. The 76 at 109, 115 is pretty normal. I wonder if you should have this. No, you shouldn't. You're going to have to start out with the 76. I think you do get that. No, you don't. Wow. You're going to just get this first 76. 86 pen, 110 damage. That's really ridiculously horrible. Luckily, you're probably going to be able to use your mobility to get around guys. You're going to have to flank when you have the first gun. Once you move up to the 85, you should be able to pen people fairly reliably. You're still going to have to flank. This is more like one of those Easy 8 or E2 guns. You can't really shoot people in the front. You need to flank a little bit, especially against higher tiers. Now, the reason I went with the D25T is that having a 175 pen on a tier 6 tank is really ridiculous. And the 390 damage is amazing. This is not as good as the 107 because the 107 has a much faster reload rate. This reload rate is really slow, but it's nice to have that 175 pen, and I wouldn't give up this gun for that reload speed any day. Now, a lot of people will say get this mini derp at the 122. You're going to get about 100 damage out of this gun almost every time you shoot it. And it has a slightly faster reload speed. But with this gun, with the 175 pen, you're almost guaranteed 300 damage per shot. It is really slow. It's about obviously it's about 3 or 4 rounds per minute, but 3 or 4 rounds per minute, it's very noticeable. And I've been driving heavies, which usually have 5 to 6 rounds per minute, and so this being, 2/3 of that, it's very noticeable. Again, you're going to want to shoot and get behind a building and play and dance around a lot, and don't expose yourself while you're reloading. Kind of like if you've played the French autoloaders, then you'll know how to play this tank. You can even egress out of situations and come back when you're reloaded. It's that long. I think my reload time is about 17.5 seconds. So, but this gun is definitely worth it. It really packs a big punch. So now that we've done all that talk, let's get into here's the KV-1S tech tree, and you're going to notice right off the bat that there's a lot to unlock. You're only going to have the radio. That's it. Oh, I'm sorry, and you're going to have this 122. The radio and the mini derp. That's all you're going to have. So obviously throw the radio on right away, and I think you can throw the mini derp on right away. It's much better than this gun with the 86 pen. I mean, come on. And you're going to get the same damage. The reload rate's going to be a little bit slower, but you're going to be able to reliably hit tiers 7 and 8 if you shoot them in the right spots and the weak points. So definitely get this 122, throw it on right away, help you out with credits and XP. After that, I would probably go straight for the 122. Well, actually, you're going to need your tracks. So I would go, well, yeah, because this gun's not going to really help you. 109, 115, I'd probably still use this 122. So you might as well just get the tracks first. You're going to need them for the big gun anyway. Or if you feel like you're playing more of a heavy role and you're kind of sitting in tight a lot, you can go up to the turret, but I'd probably just get the tracks first. I get tracks, then I go straight up to the 122. Once I had that, I get the engine, and then I'd unlock everything else, and then I'd go for the IS. You can go for the KV-13, but it's a slight dead end if you look at the tree, because if you want to go over to mediums, you have to stay in a tier 7 for 2 tanks, which this is just straight up, and it's probably a lot easier just to go straight up this medium line anyway. These grinds are shorter than 2 tier 7 grinds, which are going to really piss you off probably. But that's 22,000. Maybe it's not as much. Oh, maybe not. Wow, I didn't even know they started doing that. So apparently you can go straight over because it's not as bad of a grind. 22,000 is not too bad. And you'll probably unlock a lot of the parts you need for this tank. Oh no, that's T44. I'm looking at the wrong one. Hold on a second. Yeah, see, 53,000. So it's probably a wash on either way that you want to go. If you want to go this way or come up straight up this way, because they reduced the XP needed for the T43. Okay, that's cool. I'd probably still go this line. If you're going up the heavy line, you're probably going to stick with heavies. If you get this far and figure out you don't like heavies, then go for the KV-13. Anyway, that's the tech tree. Let's get back to the other garage. So now we're going to talk about equipment. I don't get them till tier 7, so what I will get, though, in the next tier up is the vents. This is going to be obvious. Almost all heavies are the same for me. Vents, rammer, and vert stab. See, when you can't get vert stab, just don't buy anything. Maybe get binoculars or something that you can move off, take off the tank with no gold. Another good one is toolbox, because your crew will not be 100% and will not have any repair skills, so your repair will be pretty slow. The toolbox will help that out a lot. And again, you can take it off the tank without spending gold. That's pretty nice. Once you move up to, I think the IS-3 has the vert stab. I'm not positive on that. If not, you'll have to wait till the IS-8 to get the vert stab. The vert stab is really great, especially for these faster heavies. It's almost I like it on my other heavy tanks, but on the fast-moving heavy tanks, it's pretty much a requirement, because you're going to be popping out, moving around corners, shooting on the move, all that stuff. You're going to need to aim really quickly, and these Russians don't have good aim times, and so the vert stab is going to help the aim times tremendously. So that's equipment. Now, this is probably how I would do, well, I already am, but this is how I do the ammo, 3 HE rounds and mainly AP, because with 175 pen, on a tier 6, you pretty much don't have to have a lot of HE, because you should be able to penetrate most people if you hit their weak spots. Consumables, small repair kit for tier 5s and 6. If this was a tier 7, I would have a fire extinguisher, small repair kit, and small heal kit, and that's because these tanks don't make enough money, but really you want to make money on these tier 6s to buy your tier 7s, and so spending these consumables when your tank's going to die pretty fast because of the hit points it has is not really worth it. Your crew will be probably about 85% when you totally unlock this tank and max it all the way out. I do have 100% crew on here because I moved it over from a different tank, and I probably will unlock this crew when I go to the KV-1S. I'm just kind of waiting for that tank. If you look at the tree, it's right here, or KV-13, sorry. And I'm not going to unlock, pay 100,000 to change this crew over to this tank, because I'm not going to have it that much longer. See, I already had most of this unlocked because I had from 7.3, so I only need 40,000 to get the KV-13. So. But this is equivalent of a 75% crew for this tank. It's still pretty decent. I'm not sure if they get the repair bonus, since they don't have 100% in their primary on this tank. I'm not sure if they still get that repair bonus. But anyway, your crew should make sure your crew hits 100% in this tank before you move it up to the next tank, which I would assume you're going to go for the IS. So that's this crew. Let's get to this thing into some games. First game we're going to look at is a game I had on Fisherman's Bay, and as you can obviously see, I'm top tier, and let me see, that sounds really loud. No, that's about right. Maybe my headphones are too loud. So anyway, crushing the supply depot as usual. Want to get through there, and you can already see the speed of this tank. I'm going, is that too fast? 35, pretty good, pretty good. It's jumping all over the place. That must be the replay. Replays are weird. Anyway, 35 speed limit, or speed right here, that's pretty nice. Coming in kind of like a medium, and you're going to see the playstyle for this big gun here. I wanted to get a couple of games with the 85, the gun that's right below this with the 120 pen, but I couldn't get any good ones that could really show you what that gun can do. It's much like driving, I would imagine it would be kind of like driving an Easy 8, except I think the Easy 8's a little more maneuverable than this tank. And so that's why I really think the big gun's better, because this tank is not a good enough medium to have a gun that you need to flank with. It really helps to be able to shoot people in the front with your gun when you're in a slower moving tank. So it's kind of odd that most of our heavies did not go in the city. Usually heavies should go in the city on this map, because the enemy's heavies are in the city. Usually you want heavies to counteract other people's heavies. So I'm not too scared about what's coming up. All I saw is a church so far, and this M7. I'm gonna go up this way. Even climbing the hill's not too bad. Well, I'm going 17. That's not great. Okay, usually you see somebody right here. That SU-85 is being kind of dumb. You don't want to charge up like that in a TD. Yep, there's a BDR G1B. Just hit him for 228 because he rushed up. Let your heavies go first. And it takes a while to aim this thing. BAM! Look at that, 440 damage off this gun. That is ridiculous. That's basically the damage of a full hit mini derp. PZ, NA, I'm just going to leave him alone because he's zipping around too much. Now I'm kind of exposed. You definitely don't want to get too exposed in this tank. 381 that time. Over half that church's life. This tank's gun feels a lot more like a tier 7 or 8 gun. Well, like a tier 8 gun pretty much. But again, it does not have the big penetration, just has the big damage. Boom! You're dead. Church is done. Two shots to take out that church. Luckily, I didn't get too much damage. But I'm used to kind of hiding. See how I'm trying to hide right here with my gun reloading, but it's not working out because I have tanks behind me. And if I back up too much, I got the BDR G1B on my butt. Okay. BAM! Dang. Now, getting shot all around. This is really not good. I gotta take one of these guys out. I'm gonna take this church out. He's being really annoying. I'm getting really lucky that he's not doing more damage to me. And the BDR G1B knows what's good for me. Hides. Church tries to hide, but it's not gonna happen. Oh, I bounced because I didn't aim properly. Great, now I have to wait for 17 more seconds. And I don't have anywhere to hide. So you get some good pot shots on me right here. And I'm getting hit from behind. I really should have aimed. But I just figured 175 pen would go right through that thing. Now I aim properly. BAM! But I'm almost dead. I really paid for it right there. Good thing the Easy 8 was there. I'd be dead. So their heavies are going down pretty fast. Alright. Our church is almost dead. What do we got? T14? No problem. Let's get some damage on this guy. Now the aim time on this gun is pretty bad. BAM! Damn, I love this gun. The reload is like a French, though. But see, I'm hanging out. I'm not pushing up too much. Well, a lot of it's because I only have 20% hit points. But it's also because I'm not loaded, so it's not like I can do anything if someone did spot me. Okay, I'm reloaded. It's time to move up a little bit. See what I can see. I gotta be a little careful. We're only up 2 tanks. They got 2 of their heavies are at D1. That is not good. So here's a Churchill. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't flank me. Maybe I'll flank him. And there's something on my... What's over here? Oh, lol tractor. Somebody brought a lol tractor into the game. People say that if you do that, you get higher tier tanks, but I don't know. It didn't really work for this game. It just means you have one less tank, really. Where'd that church go? There he is. Oh, I'm stuck on a rock. Physics! Physics! Alright, he's kind of hiding. Already kind of gets me. Be nice to get... When you get big hits on this thing, it's like... All I hear is cha-ching with credits. Because, I mean, this is going to be... Watch this. BAM! Almost 400 damage. When you hit a tier 5 with this thing, he basically makes him... If he was at 100%, he was a big threat. Now he's like, no big deal. Just let your buddies whittle him down and finish him off. Because he's only 111 hit points now. So as you can see, I pretty much helped him kill that thing by jacking him up pretty bad. 11-9. Still anybody's game, especially since, well, not really, because we have one extra tank than them. Oh no, their log tractor died. But still anybody's game. They have 2 high-tier good tanks. And the KV-1, that's a good tank too. I mean, we have a KV-1 as well, but... Yep, he's getting swarmed right now. Oh, he's dead. This is definitely a lot closer now. So M6 and a KV-1. Okay. They're sort of hurt. So the guys approaching their cap really should have been more aggressive. The 2 big heavies are down here. The only thing down there would be the Arty and maybe that TD. So there's the Arty. They need to rush him. Just get in there and blow him away. What's that? The church. And E8 just died. So we know the TD's over there. What's our other TD? Oh, an M8A1. Okay, oh, there's the KV. Remember, it takes a super long time to... Yes! 4 hit points. See what I mean? It takes so long to reload this thing. Now, you'll see that just that 4 hit points changes a lot in this game. If I would have just got... And this happens all the time to me. It seems like 4 hit points, 1 hit point. I don't know why. What a waste of a shell right there. And they got killed. Luckily, they got the Arty, I guess, but it shouldn't take 3 guys to kill 1 Arty. Yeah. So now I'm just waiting for the M6 to show. Oh, there he is. There he is. Shoots the dirt, lucky for me. Boom! Now I just have to wait for my 17-second reload. He shoots over my head again. I think he's got the 90, so he's got tons of reload. And I think he sees the Arty. Because why would he be driving like a mad dog like that? And... BAM! You're dead! Like hitting the side of a barn. So, oh! That French TD got me. Still a good game. 4 kills, really pretty good. Top tier, but still. Having 4 kills in any game is good. And it's that big gun that really helps. Gets you those kills and gets you lots of damage and credits, as you're hopefully about to see. Yeah, 1,300 point game. I think I have a Class 1 badge in this tank. I'm not sure I have Mastery. I'll have to check between these 2 games. 50,000 credits. Great little moneymaker, especially with that big old gun. Sniper posthumously. Killed 4. Damaged 3, detected 2. Really awesome game, 12 for 12 shots. Some base defense in there. This is a great game. I received 17 hits. That's pretty decent for this tank. So again, great game. Let's get another one, and I'm going to check on my mastery. Here's another game I had on Himmelsdorf. Now this is an encounter battle, part of patch 7.4. And the thing you want to do here, I think, these encounter battles are all a little different. If you can get to the cap real quick in some of the maps, you can win just because you're ranking up your cap points really quick. But in other encounter maps, the way you win is is basically routing the enemy from behind, and then closing in on the cap and killing them. And I think I do that here. Look how fast I'm moving in this thing. Pretty nice. This should be on 1 times. Oh, it was on 2 times. Well, that would be why. They've got a huge defensive force here, and this is a great idea on this map. Because it's hard, especially in Russians, it's really hard to lean over. That's one of their KV-1Ss. 19 hit points, again. Come on. Jeez. It's really hard to get your gun depression good without exposing your whole body, and so that's what I'm kind of doing here. I'm trying to take out the hardest targets first, which is this dirt gun. I knew I was going to get hit by it, but that means I get a hit on him. BAM! Help my team take him out. But he took out my loader, my driver, and both my tracks. That dirt gun is pretty bad. Pretty ridiculous. Especially with the HE buff. So, they're pretty damaged, but we got guys. They're doing okay. No, now we're losing a little bit here. See, they're shooting at all different kinds of targets. They need to focus fire. Focus down some targets. So we're getting capped. We just now getting guys over there. And we got a guy over E7? What the hell's he doing? It's taking too long to flank right there. I don't know what he's doing. So I'm loaded now, but I'm waiting for a good shot. The reload time when I lose my loader is like 25 seconds on this gun. It's really bad. Try to get this M110 out of here. I must have bounced or something. Or I missed. Which is really bad. Here's our other KV-1S. He decides to join the fight finally. So we pretty much just wrecked him. But now we're getting massively capped. You see how many people are on the cap there? We need to disrupt that, and we don't have a lot of people over there. So I think what they were trying to do is stall us long enough to win via the cap. We're 3 tanks up on them now because we did I don't know how we won. We should have totally lost that fight, especially since we weren't focusing down one target at a time. Always shoot the guy that's hurt. Don't shoot 100%, guys. Shoot the guy that you can hopefully get kill shot on. Get him out of the game, you know. Got their arty. We need to get that arty out of there. Spotted their arty anyway. Got a good amount of tanks, and you can see the difference in my driver being out with the other KV-1S. A lot faster. He's driving a lot faster than me. And he's turning is a lot better. Wish I had a small health kit. I would have used it on my loader. Because this thing takes so long. Having a 25% reload rate is... I mean, come on. It's like you're basically out of the game. So what do we got over here? PZ-34 and SC-100. Alright. Should be able to take this guy out. BAM! But not soon enough. The SC-100, again, charging out when he should have waited. He should have let me kill that guy and then popped out. Or let me take the shot. M6 taking out another guy. This is pretty much in the bag now. Just a couple of stragglers over here. Pretty nice game. We kind of got lucky in this game. It could have gone a lot worse. And I did check my mastery. I only have a second class mastery. Of course, I only have 17 games in this tank, and that's probably why I only have a mastery 2. If I had played, you know, 100 games in this thing, I'd probably have an ace mastery. I mean, there's no doubt I'd have an ace mastery at that many games. It's funny because you only need it once. I kind of think the way they should do mastery is look at your overall average experience with that tank and see where it ranks with everybody else. Shouldn't be based on one game. Because anybody can get one game, have a really lucky game and get a mastery ace, but it doesn't mean they're good. It just means they got lucky that week. I think it looks at everybody's experience for that week, for that tank. But also, this would have been a sweet shot. Should have just waited. Although a really good chance I'd hit my buddy there, so I don't know. I decided not to take that shot. Try to get a better shot. But doesn't really matter, he's dead. So another pretty good game. I got taken out a little early, only 800 point game that time, 20,000 credits. And that's because I got my loader got hit, but we won, and that's the whole point. So I wanted to show you this game as well, with this super reload if you get hit by an HE shell. Killed one guy, damaged two. Again, I've only been able to play a few games in these tank, and I'm trying to get these out as fast as I can, so I haven't been playing a super huge amount of battles in this. Anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time.